All right, it is 5:02 on Thursday, September 25th, 2025. This is a special council meeting for the city of Alburnett. We will go ahead and call this meeting to order. I will waive the Pledge of Allegiance and roll call. Counselor Trum.
Present.
Counselor West.
Present.
Counselor Myers.
Present.
Let the record reflect that Counselors Sukup and Bosenberg are absent, but we do have a quorum to conduct business. With that, I would seek a motion to approve the agenda.
So
Moved by Myers. Do I have a second?
second.
Second by Trum. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. That motion carries. Item number 5, resolution 09-2025-05, approving a service agreement with McQueen for fire department MSA flow testing and maintenance. So this was presented in your packet at the last regular meeting by Chief West. But because it's a contract, we need to have a resolution to go along with it. And so given that we called this meeting for other time-sensitive business, we threw this on here. So pages 2 and 3 of your packet. TJ, do you have anything? Did you guys talk about it on the September meeting?
Just something just as simple as it's just like any other lock-in that business has been doing for contracts, and they're the only ones that we've been going through for, it used to be Sandry Fire,
Okay,
and they were acquired by McQueen, so
perfect.
same company, just new name.
Any questions before I read the resolution? Resolution 09-2025-05, approving a service agreement with McQueen for fire department MSA flow testing and maintenance. Whereas the Alburnett Otter Creek Fire Department has historically partnered with McQueen for equipment service and maintenance, whereas McQueen has consistently provided reliable and high-quality service that ensures safe and dependable operation of the department's equipment. Whereas McQueen has submitted a 3-year service agreement offering consistent pricing and benefits, including locked-in rates for MSA flow testing, preventative maintenance on Hurst extraction tools, power units, and compressors, as well as priority access to loaner equipment, consolidated travel fees, and automatic service reminders. And whereas the City Council of Alburnett, Iowa finds it in the best interest of the city and fire department to authorize execution of said service agreement to ensure ongoing compliance, safety, and cost-effective maintenance of fire department equipment. Now therefore it be resolved by the City Council of the City of Alburnett, Iowa, that the 3-year service agreement with McQueen is hereby approved, covering the years 2026, 2027, and 2028. The mayor and/or city clerk are authorized to execute the service agreement and any necessary documents consistent with the council's approval. And the fire chief is authorized to coordinate directly with McQueen for scheduling and completion of covered services under the agreement. Do I have a motion to approve resolution 09-2025-05? I've got a motion by Trum. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Myers. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. That motion carries. Brings us to page number 4 of your packet. Resolution 09-2025-06, approving contractor for maintenance on well number 1. So this quote, the reason this meeting was called is partly because of this quote and partly because of the next agenda item. We received this quote at like 5 o'clock the Wednesday before our last council meeting, so it didn't make the agenda. And Mac had called to just get on their schedule. We assumed it could wait until October. Basically, once we approve, they're ready to go, and we'd love to get this done sooner rather than later before the weather turns. So part of the reason I'm like, well, we can get everybody back together and see if we can get some action on this. One thing to note, Mac, did you talk about this at all at the last meeting? I haven't watched the recording.
I had it in my report. We didn't discuss it.
Okay. So with this particular well maintenance, Mac and Kenny met with the DNR. We've come up with a plan. We are just going to basically do mechanical maintenance and maybe some light cleaning, but we are not going to have them do any of the deep cleaning or acidizing on the well. We do think that is what opened up the deep ammonia pockets in well number 2. We're having a hard time getting the ammonia out of well number 2. And with these two being so close together, we don't want to take that risk. And then if this goes well and if everything tests out, we're working towards a plan to run wells 1 and 3 simultaneously. Whereas right now we had a monthly rotation that we were on. If we can get a good water mix, good chemical balance, we'll run them simultaneously, and that just keeps everything moving and keeps the system a lot more balanced. Anything to add on that?
That sounds good.
All right, any questions? Yeah, they're ready to roll. All right. Resolution 09-2025-06, approving contractor for maintenance on well number 1, whereas the city of Alburnett has historically partnered with Northway Well and Pump Company for maintenance and servicing of the city's wells, whereas Northway Well and Pump Company has consistently provided reliable and high-quality service, ensuring the proper functioning and longevity of the city's water supply infrastructure. Whereas the previous maintenance on well number 1 was performed in July of 2004, and it's recommended that such maintenance be conducted every 7 to 10 years to ensure optimal performance and reliability. Whereas Northway Well and Pump Company has provided a quote for routine maintenance on well number 1 in the amount not to exceed $74,611.41. Now therefore it be resolved that the City Council of the City of Alburnett, Iowa does hereby award the maintenance contract for well number 1 to Northway Well and Pump Company in the amount not to exceed $74,611.41, subject to subsequent receipt of permission and direction to proceed by Alburnett Public Works staff. This is budgeted. Forgot to mention that part. We did budget. Do I have a motion to approve resolution 09-2025-06?
So moved.
Moved by West. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Myers. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. That motion carries. Last item on the agenda starts, pages 5 and 6 of your packet are the quote from Northway, just so you have that. The last item on the agenda, discussion and possible action to approve purchase of shed to place at main lift station. This starts on page 7. So this is something Mac and I had discussed, and I think it's been discussed by previous public works staff as well. If we ever do need to bypass the lift station due to heavy rain or whatever the situation might be, right now the pumps and all the equipment are stored at the shop. And so it either takes 2 trips in the Hustler or 2 people to get them loaded into the pickup, which historically this happens in the middle of the night or late in the evening where we don't necessarily have 2 people on staff, and it would not be able to wait for even our new city support person to get here. It is generally the alarms go off and you have to go and get it set up. So the intention is to put a shed out on site, and then the pumps, the hoses, everything can stay out in that shed. Build apparatus, wheel carts or whatever, so that it can be a 1-person operation to get those out and get them running. So we do have a quote here from Kirkman's Portable Buildings out of Center Point for a 8x12 with a roll-up door. The reason this is time sensitive, if you'll notice on page 7, they do mention that if we get this approved get this purchased by the end of September, there is a 20% discount, which is saving us almost $700. So the sale price will be $3,363. This will just sit on blocks, so we won't have to pour a floor. I think, Mac, you said you upgraded to the
For heavy duty floor, yeah. If we purchase concrete blocks, they'll just set them up and level it when they deliver it and set it on those just to keep it up off the dirt. Last longer. I can just go to Menards and get a dozen blocks and have them ready for them.
We did look to price similar units through Menards. For something similar, it was about $2,500 unassembled. So then we still would have had to assemble it, and none of those offered the roll-up door. And given you're usually out there during a storm and it's windy, having the fold out doors could be a hazard. So we thought the roll-up was a better option.
Another question, if you're out there in the middle of the night and you got sufficient lighting out there, you're gonna need to do some wiring to get some light so you can move this stuff around.
There's a street light close by, but usually I either have a headlamp or I just park the truck with the headlights on to get it set up and going.
We figured, I know like some shed, you just put a tap light in too, just to, yeah.
There's, I have in my shed, magnetic motion sensor bars that are just, you plug them in, to a USB to charge. Lock in, you have light in your shed, you don't have to worry about trying to find it when you leave, it's off. So,
We weren't, there's quite a few utilities out there, so we weren't intending to do any trenching or anything like that. Any other questions? Hearing none, I would seek a motion to approve the purchase of a shed from Kirkman's Portable Buildings in the amount of $3,363. Moved by Myers. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Trum. Did I miss anything in that motion, Mac? Or you feel pretty good about it?
It's good.
Okay. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Carries. All right. Final comments, Counselor Trum, anything to add?
Nope.
Counselor West? Counselor Myers?
nothing in this.
All right. I did learn a bit of a lesson. My apologies. When we call a special meeting, I'll do my best to put more context in the email just to prevent any heartburn or kind of wondering what's going on. It slipped my mind given that I knew what we were putting on the agenda. So I will do better in the future. So. All right. Date and time of next meeting is our regular meeting on October 9th at 7 PM. I would seek a motion to adjourn. Moved by Trum. Do I have a second? I hear Myers.
Yeah, sure.
All right, second by Myers. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Opposed, nay. Motion carries. We are adjourned at 5:14 PM. Thank you all for coming in tonight.
Have you seen